Okay, today is February 7th, and so I'm going to do a gardening activity for the first time in a while. So we're going to start my gardening diaries for 2026. And we do have some things going on here. The winter's been really too mild, so we'll see. Hopefully we'll get some nice storms. But there are snowdrops coming up, which is fabulous. You can see the little snowdrops right there. There's a row of them all along this flower bed, which is really good. Roses have basically bloomed all year long. It's amazing. So, but they'll come on really strong pretty soon. And then the auricula primroses, I think they're going to do so good this year. They've really been spreading out like little pups growing off the sides. I basically just left them alone, and they seem to really like this location and being in this pot. So I think they'll bloom pretty soon. Dug around at the base of some of these hepaticas, and there are little tiny buds starting to show. So, probably in another month or so we'll have those, which is very, very exciting. Started pruning stuff. I pruned back some of the red currants, and today I am going to go ahead and prune a big branch off of that lilac that shades stuff out a lot unnecessarily. So we're going to cut that back, and then I'm going to also take this apple tree right here. It's got some suckers at the base, and then so I'm going to cut those off, and then I'm going to prune off some of these lower branches because I really want to raise the canopy on this guy. And as you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, but the branches that and then the main trunk, where they reach where there's sunlight, because this is a shady corner and the angle of the sun doesn't go all the way down to the base. But I can see that over the last couple years, as it's gotten taller, it's gotten super vigorous above the level where it's not shaded out anymore. So I'd like to really take out the branches below that point so it can get taller, raise the canopy, and be really vigorous right there. So I'm going to do that, and then I've got little crabapple, and I'm going to take just a little smidge off of the lower branches on that to raise the canopy a little bit on that too, because it's just a little bit too low. But otherwise everything is still really dormant. We really, I don't want to prune the roses quite yet, so we'll wait on that. It's been really cold at night. I mean, it's been below freezing. Most nights it's in the 20s. But the days have gotten warm, and it's kind of tricking stuff out to want to bud, which I'm not super happy about. But we're praying for some heavy snow through February and March, which often happens. So hopefully we'll get that, and April. So it's not going to get warm here until June. But we definitely need snowpack in this area. So the other things that I'm thinking about right now is this over here growing up over this little patio where that birdhouse is. That's a wisteria, and it has bloomed before, but I've never really properly, I don't think, taken care of it because I don't know how. And it's called a Kentucky Blue Moon wisteria, native to the Americas. It's not a Chinese wisteria. And from everything I've read, though, you really don't prune them hard like the Chinese ones. And I think what I'm going to do this early spring is take and just put that wire all the way along the roof line there underneath the eaves and let it grow, because it wants to grow. I think it would, honestly, I think this year, if it has a wire to go along, it will go all the way down there if it has something to grab. So I think that would look really pretty, especially if it blooms and has those beautiful garlands of flowers. What are they called? Racemes or something like that, hanging down. Anyway, so gonna do some trimming, gonna put up a wire for the wisteria. I'm not gonna go weeding out stuff. I've got a couple of areas that have a lot of this nasty grass growing in that I'm gonna try to clean out this year. For here, I once planted, this is a teasel that I'd ordered seeds for a long time ago and planted, and I let a couple of them grow, and I think they look really cool. And the birds do eat the seeds, and the butterflies and hummingbirds love the flowers, so I like it. But I noticed this year that the seeds are starting to spread in other parts of the garden, and I'm gonna have to dig some of them out. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna completely eliminate it or just see how hard it is to get these ones that have kind of volunteered in a few places, because I do not want a lot of those, that's for dang sure. So I'm gonna think about that. Then in here, I did a lot of work in here last year, so it's pretty good. But I do need to still take out a bunch of these strawberry suckers. They're not a good kind of strawberry that's growing all kind of wild all throughout here. But I'm gonna take those strawberries out, and then also, oh, I gotta prune this grapevine. It's just wild. I've never pruned it before, really. And then, let's see. I was gonna see if any asparaguses are starting to, no, I don't see any asparagus yet, but hopefully we'll get a harvest off of those. That would be the first year. So I'm looking forward to the asparagus. And I planted ramps in that little area, so that'll be fun to see if they grow. And always working on this corner back here to clean it out, because it's got this horrible native disgusting clematis that just takes over, and always fighting that. And then there's a rose bush that is nasty, that keeps, an old one that keeps sucking up through there, and it's horrible. This spring I have to cut back these raspberries, cut the old canes out, which that's easy. And then I'm really happy about the foxgloves. I think we are going to have a foxglove explosion this year, which will be beautiful. Anyway, so it's cold out here. Right now the temperature is probably about 36. Oh, not horrible cold, but pretty cold. And today, like I said, I'm just gonna prune back the apple trees over there and cut this big hangy branch off of the lilacs. I need to get that done before they come out of dormancy. All right, well, things are gonna start happening in the garden. Hope you're having a good winter.